how do you overcome the fear of your partner cheating on you? Maybe you've been cheated on in the past and you have every reason to trust your current partner, but this fear, this worry keeps coming up. Or maybe you have a lot of valid reasons to question your partner's fidelity, but you can't always separate those thoughts, those fears, what's rational and what's irrational. Maybe he is cheating, but do you know that for sure? How can you tell? Does it drive you crazy and you feel obsessive, worrying about whether or not your partner is cheating on you? If you do, this video is for you. I'm going to help you understand exactly how, in 6 simple steps, to stop obsessing over this fear of your partner cheating on you so you can start to build the healthy, happy relationship that you want. Or alternately, get out of one that isn't working and go out and create the one that you want. Guys, I am Rachael Sloan. I help anxious people save their relationships by overcoming their intrusive thoughts in just 30 days. It really can happen as quickly as that if you dedicate yourself to changing these thoughts, to changing these thought patterns. Because if you don't, if you hold on to these obsessive, intrusive thoughts, these fears of your partner cheating on you, what you'll find is that you might actually sabotage your relationship. You might drive your partner away, perhaps even into the arms of someone else, which is exactly the thing you're afraid of. So really getting a handle on these intrusive thoughts, on these fears, is really important if you want to be able to have a healthy marriage or a healthy relationship. So to start out, I want to just tell you that any anxiety, whether it's in your relationship or some other aspect of your life, is created by trying to control something that you cannot control, like your partner cheating on you, right? You cannot stop your partner. They are their own autonomous human being making their own choices. You can't control their actions, but you try to control it, right? And that leads to anxiety. You don't want them to cheat. You talk to them, you analyze everything they do, right? You do all of these things to try to stop them from cheating, but ultimately it's out of your control. This is where anxiety comes from. And when you do this to yourself, when you obsess about your partner cheating on you and imagine all the ways that it's happening and that you can't do anything about it, you suffer, right? You feel the heartbreak of them being with somebody else. You feel that separation, that distance, that lack of connection, the abandonment, the sorrow, the grief, the anger. You go through that whole cycle of emotions over something that has not happened yet. This is so important, you guys. You torture yourself when you worry constantly about how your partner might be cheating on you, when you have no idea if that's true or not. You torture yourself emotionally. You put yourself through this terrible cycle of sorrow, of anger, of resentment, of fear, of loneliness. All of these emotions you go through are coming from your own brain. Nothing has happened in reality yet, but you are suffering as though your partner already cheated, right? As though it has already happened. You go through all of that sorrow. It hurts you. This doesn't change anything about your partner. It doesn't change their behavior. It doesn't change their actions. It hurts you. This is how powerful your brain is. This is how powerful your thoughts are. You can live the entire emotional roller coaster of being cheated on or left by your partner when it has not even happened yet. So that's the first step, is to really realize that it is your thoughts that are torturing you. Your partner hasn't done anything yet. You have no idea. You don't know for sure that they have cheated. Maybe you even know for sure they haven't, and you still have these fears because of what's happened to you in a past relationship. Those fears, those thoughts themselves are what is causing your emotional distress. So when you notice this happening, when you are freaking out and obsessing about this, challenge your own assumptions intentionally. I have a wonderful exercise for you guys to do. Never forbid yourself from following a train of thought, right? If you're like, I don't want to go down this road again where I worry about my partner cheating on me, your brain's going to fight back and those thoughts are going to become really intrusive and you're going to have a really hard time overcoming them. So instead, tell yourself, I'm going to look for at least 3 alternative explanations for what's going on in my relationship before I indulge in these fearful thoughts about him cheating on me. And I say indulge, I know it doesn't feel good, but it is addicting. These spiraling trains of thoughts going in circles. Well, he's must be cheating on me because I'm not pretty enough and he works with that really hot girl, or she must be cheating on me because she cheated on her last boyfriend and so I know she's going to cheat even though she married me and wants to be with me. Right? We go in these awful cycles of thought, and there's something kind of addicting and familiar about being there. It's like, okay, at least I know what's going on, right? When you notice that, don't let yourself go straight in. You have to find 3 alternative explanations, 3 reasons why she's staying late at work, 3 reasons why he's texting his ex that have nothing to do with him cheating. Make yourself look for alternative explanations, because when we go down these cycles of fear and obsessive thought, we don't look at any other possible perspective or explanation. So tell yourself, yeah, it's fine. I can think about this. I can worry about him cheating. I can go down that familiar train of thought in 5 minutes after I come up with 3 alternative explanations. Another thing that you can do is start to acknowledge your own insecurities, because worrying about your partner cheating on you is usually a big red flag that there is something about you don't like, aren't happy with, and are judging in yourself. So there's 2 things I want you to do to cope with your insecurities. One is start to notice them. Notice what comes up. What are you worried about? Is it your body image? Is it that you're not good enough or not smart enough? Is it that other people might not like you? Is it that your partner maybe isn't the perfect one for you and he knows it and that's why he's going to find someone else? What is it about yourself that you're judging? Notice those things. Notice where your insecurities are. And then when those fears come up about your partner cheating, see if there's a connection. Does this have anything to do with the fact that I think I'm too fat and he's going to leave me for somebody skinnier? Right? Is this about my insecurity, or is it about something that's really going on out in the relationship? And at the same time, you can focus on building your sense of self-esteem, self-worth, and confidence. Right? Because again, if you're obsessing about your partner cheating, it means there's something about you are probably not very happy with. So a great question to consider is if you knew you were worthy, if you knew you were good enough, if you fully loved yourself and fully accepted yourself, how would you show up in your relationship? What kind of relationship would you choose? Like, those are important questions. Because if you are with somebody who actually is cheating on you, and that fear of cheating has been justified because they've done it before and it keeps coming up and it's an ongoing issue in the relationship, is that the kind of relationship you would choose to be in if you fully valued yourself, if you truly loved yourself? And if you are with somebody you trust, but these irrational fears of cheating keep coming up, how would you show up in that relationship if you loved yourself, if you did not have these insecurities that you were just identifying? These questions can shed a lot of light in your own behavior and the type of behavior you want to have in your relationship. And the final thing, if you are afraid of your partner cheating on you and these thoughts are intrusive and they're driving you to do obsessive things like check your partner's phone when she's not looking, or call or text all the time, or like give them the 9th degree about where they are and what they're doing and who they're with, right? If it's driving you to do these kinds of behaviors which create separation between you and your partner, which undermine the trust in that relationship and can drive your partner away from you, one of the most important things you can do is practice clear communication. This is perhaps the single most important aspect of a healthy relationship. And guys, healthy communication, clear communication, does not include passive aggression, accusations, ghosting, gaslighting, or yelling. None of those things are part of clear communication. If you notice yourself doing that, you need to find a space to calm down where you can approach your partner and communicate gently, clearly, openly, and with curiosity. So if you want to communicate with your partner about your fears, about your suspicions even, choose a time when those fears aren't activated. Do not try to have those kinds of conversations when you are all worked up and tense and emotionally wired from going and spinning on the cycle of your fears about how he might cheat on you or how she might cheat on you. Choose a calm time when you are both relaxed and those fears aren't activated, when your brain isn't activated in that way, to communicate so that you can do it without the passive aggression, without the yelling, without the ghosting, gaslighting, accusations, right? Where you can put all that aside and actually talk to your partner. That if you can learn to do that well, that is the single thing that could save your relationship. Okay, guys, so just a quick recap. Like any intrusive or irrational thoughts, the fear of being cheated on is not unnatural. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, that you're crazy or obsessive or have this problem. It's just a thought pattern that you learned, either from past experience or maybe from cultural inputs, right? Or from watching movies, reading books, seeing friends, something that happened to a parent, or something that happened to you, right? It could be something you learned, a thought pattern you learned about relationships because you were cheated on. It's just a thought pattern that you have learned and practiced a lot, right? You practice spiraling through these thoughts of how he's cheating on you all the time, right? That's all. That's all that's going on. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not sick. You're not crazy. You're not, out to sabotage your relationship intentionally. It's just you have a thought pattern. You've practiced a lot. So those thoughts can do damage though, because thoughts cause emotions like anxiety and fear and anger. And those emotions drive you to take actions that can create problems in your relationship, that can drive your partner and you further and further apart instead of bringing you together. So even though it's natural to have these thoughts, you should still do something about them. Because if you want a successful, happy marriage, these thoughts are going to get in the way. And they could even break the two of you up if you can't get a handle on them. So with these specific thoughts, worrying about your partner cheating on you, to get control of them, the first thing to do is notice how your fears themselves are creating emotional distress, how they're causing you pain. This is how powerful your brain is, right? It's actually kind of amazing that you can experience the full gamut of emotions associated with being cheated on without being cheated on, right? That's how powerful your thoughts are in creating your emotional experience. Next, challenge your assumptions intentionally. Remember, this is that exercise. If you're worrying about your partner cheating on you, challenge yourself to find 3 alternative explanations before you let yourself fall down that rabbit hole and worry about them cheating. Then you can acknowledge and work on your own insecurities, right? Why are you so sure they want somebody else instead of you? What is it about yourself you haven't fully accepted or loved yet? And if you did fully accept and love yourself, what would change for you? What kind of relationship would you choose? How would you show up in that relationship and with that partner? And finally, practice clear communication. And do this in a time when your brain is calm, your emotions are calm, and you can talk to your partner openly and gently without any aggression, accusations, yelling. Practice that clear communication intentionally. All right, guys, for those of you joining us later, I'm Rachael Sloan, and I help anxious people save their marriages by overcoming intrusive thoughts like these, the intrusive thoughts about cheating or your partner leaving you, in just 30 days. We can do it that quickly, and it can make all of the difference for the future of your relationship. So for those of you on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and click that little bell to turn on notifications, because I've got lots more videos coming your way to help you deal with relationship anxiety, marriage anxiety, and create a healthy, strong, powerful, connected relationship without all of these intrusive, frightened, anxious thoughts getting in your way. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. See you soon.